AITA for selling my Taylor Swift tickets after my GF cheated? A few months ago, I, 27M, came into some extra money. It wasn't a life-changing amount, but it was enough to do something nice. At the time, I had been dating my girlfriend, Emily, 25F, for 3 years. Things have been pretty solid between us, or so I thought. Emily is a huge Taylor Swift fan. When I say huge, I mean huge. She's been a Swiftie since her early teens. She knows every lyric, collects merchandise, and even has a journal where she writes about how Taylor songs have helped her through different stages of her life. To her, Taylor Swift isn't just a musician. She's a source of inspiration. When Taylor announced her Vancouver show, Emily was over the moon. She kept talking about how incredible it would be to see her live. But of course, tickets were ridiculously expensive, and she'd already resigned herself to missing out. She'd say things like, "I'd sell my soul to go to that concert," but it was clear she didn't have the budget. That's when I decided I wanted to do something special. I spent hours online refreshing ticket websites during the pre-sale, navigating crashing servers and insane demand. It was stressful, but I eventually managed to snag 2 amazing seats for about $800. They were great seats, close enough to see Taylor clearly, but not so close that it completely broke the bank. I was ecstatic. When I surprised Emily with the tickets, she burst into tears. She hugged me tightly and kept saying, "You're the best boyfriend ever." I could tell how much it meant to her. Seeing her that happy made all the stress and money totally worth it. I was so excited to experience that night with her, knowing how much it would mean to her. Fast forward to last week. Things have been feeling a little off for a while, but I chalked it up to stress. Emily's job had been hectic, and I'd been working long hours too. She'd also mentioned a work friend a few times, a guy named Adam. I didn't think much of it because I'm not the jealous type. She'd talk about him casually, like how he was funny or how they sometimes grab coffee during breaks. I figured it was just a normal workplace friendship. One evening, Emily borrowed my laptop to print something for work. I didn't think twice about it. She's used it before. Later, when I opened it to check something, her Instagram DMs were still open on the screen. It wasn't intentional snooping. The messages were just there. My eyes naturally scanned the screen, and that's when I saw it. A message from Adam. It wasn't work-related. It wasn't even remotely platonic. My stomach dropped as I read through their chat. Flirty emojis, suggestive comments, and plans to meet up outside of work. The further I scrolled, the worse it got. They'd been messaging like this for months. They had inside jokes, shared personal stories, and made vague references to meeting in places that weren't exactly public. I couldn't stop reading. My hands were shaking as I scrolled up, looking for the full picture. Eventually, I found messages that made it clear they'd kissed multiple times. Emily had told him how conflicted she felt because she loved me, but couldn't deny her feelings for him. It felt like someone had punched me in the gut. I felt betrayed, humiliated, and furious all at once. When Emily got home that evening, I confronted her. At first, she tried to deny it. She claimed Adam was just a friend, and the messages were playful but harmless. But when I quoted specific messages back to her, she couldn't keep up the lie. Eventually, she admitted to kissing him and having an emotional connection. She insisted they hadn't slept together. But honestly, at that point, it didn't matter. The trust was gone. She apologized over and over, crying and saying it was a mistake. She claimed she'd end things with Adam immediately and begged me not to leave her. I told her I needed time to think and asked her to stay with a friend for a few days so I could process everything. She agreed, reluctantly, but kept texting me, asking for forgiveness and saying she still wanted to go to the concert together. Over the next few days, I thought a lot about the situation. I felt completely shattered. Those tickets were supposed to be a celebration of us and our relationship. Now, the idea of sitting next to her at that concert, pretending everything was fine, felt unbearable. Even worse, I knew she'd probably think she could take someone else if I didn't go. I couldn't stomach that idea either. So, I made a decision. I listed the tickets for sale online. Given how insane the demand for Taylor Swift tickets is right now, they sold within hours for $2,400. That's 3 times what I paid. I used some of the money to pay off a couple of bills and put the rest into savings. It felt like a small win after everything. When Emily found out I'd sold the tickets, she completely lost it. She called me, furious, saying I was petty and cruel for taking away something that meant so much to her. She argued that the tickets were a gift, so they belonged to her. I told her that gifts don't come with a clause that says you can cheat and still get rewarded. She started crying and hung up on me. That wasn't the end of it, though. Her friends started messaging me, too, calling me a jerk and accusing me of punishing Emily for what they called a mistake. One of them even said I'd ruined Emily's dream and that I should have just let her go to the concert, even if we weren't together anymore. They've been relentless, and it's making me second-guess myself. I've been trying to justify my decision to myself. On one hand, I feel like I had every right to sell the tickets. I paid for them with my own money, and after everything Emily did, I couldn't imagine her enjoying something so special that I'd planned for us. On the other hand, I'm starting to wonder if I let my emotions get the better of me. Was it petty? Was it vindictive? I didn't yell at her. I didn't call her names or try to embarrass her publicly. I just reclaimed something that I felt she no longer deserved after betraying me. But now I'm stuck here, questioning if I overstepped. So, Reddit? AITA? Should I have handled things differently? Or was I justified in selling the tickets after what she did?